and power, peace and power. I thank the universal truth and absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. The divine mind knows, the divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power, salute, salute. All peace and power to the people of the struggle. Remain militant. Remain militant. Remain militant. This is what we do. This is who we are. This is how we shall forever be. What's going on? Peace and power. Peace, Dre. Peace. Peace. Salute, King. Salute. Salute. What's going on? What's good with you? A little early tonight. A little early tonight and a little quick tonight. You know? T, what's up? Thank you for coming through. Talib, salute, salute. Seven, Lord, peace, peace. Donella, okay, okay, okay. Jumba, man, there's so many people. Cinco from across the water, peace and power. Kenny Mack, Kenny Mack. Oh, you see, I got the button up. I knew Kenny Mack was coming through. Christopher Farmer was good. Power, salute, salute. You know, I got the little button up for Kenny Mack. It must be something going on in D.C. tonight. He sent that energy my way, so he's like, yo, you got to put something on. You got to put the button up on it. They not going to let you in. So I had to put on the button up for Kenny Mack. What it do, what's going on? Salute, salute, PA's in the house. Derek, what's going on, family? What's going on? Mr. Harris, salute, salute, peace. Hey, brown girl. Oh, yeah. Thank you for the dinner, too, brown girl. You know, I'll keep it quiet, though. Shh. You know, won't let nobody know what's going on. Salute, salute, peace and power, peace and power. Yes, it's a little early tonight. A little early tonight. You know, I have to get it in. I spoke to the comrade. Peace, 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 peace. Davis, peace, 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 Colin. You know, I spoke to the comrade. So, and of course, our, esteemed moderator, Miss T Green, and also advised me that, the comrade put a post on his page that he's supposed to be going live tonight at 8. So I don't know if that includes me. We shall see. So if any way, I want to be prepared for it. You understand what I'm saying? So we're going to get in the book club tonight. We're going to do what we do. Queen D, salute, salute. We're going to see how it moves. And again, I'm definitely appreciative that you came through to listen to the old fella tonight. What's going on? What's going on? Kelly, I see you. I see you. And I see a lot of my mods. They're in the building. Like I said, I have a overwhelming number of queen comrades who are moderators. And as you know, that is purposely done. I do everything on purpose. Like I said, if they not appreciated anywhere else, you know, they definitely gonna be appreciated here. What's going on with my numbers? Man, I went from 29 down to 1, back up to 2. Yo. Uh-oh. Hold on. Aquarius power. That's right. That's right. That's right. Somebody got a born day tomorrow. Yes. Yes, yes. Somebody got a born day tomorrow. And guess who born day? Sunday. Damn, I almost forgot. Man. Matter of fact, Super Bowl Sunday. Ain't that something? Peace. Invisible Sean, peace, peace, salute, salute. So as everybody come on in, put the likes up, come on in, do what you do, make sure you share the information. That is our duty. Gabriel, peace. Elgin, salute, salute. Remember, it is our duty. Our duty is to teach, to educate, right? To awaken, to be inspiring. You dig? Huh? Hey, what's up, Harris? Peace, peace, peace. You know, this is what we do. So, of course, as you come on in, hey, see Bliz, what's up? As you come on in, make sure you share, make sure you like. We're gonna get into it early tonight. We're not going to have any long, drawn out commentary. You know, as we usually do. We could save that for next week. You dig? Nah, not me. Mine is next Sunday, not this Sunday. Next Sunday. Don't cheat me now. I have a very significant born day, 213, February 13, 213, 1969. And if anybody's into the numbers, gematria, and all that, just do the numbers on that day. At 12:36 a.m. So do the numbers on that and see what you get. Is it 12:36 a.m. or 12:38 a.m.? Either one, you know, either one, either one. Oh yes, oh yes. And I'm left-handed, so if you know anything about left-hand Aquarian, you know what it is. All right? Oh yeah, you know what it is. The Super Bowl can't be on the 6th. That would be tomorrow. Ain't no Super Bowl tomorrow. That's next week. Oh yeah, that's next week. Unless, yeah, that's next week. Remember, it's after the playoffs. It's always 2 weeks after. Yeah, V Gib, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. What's up, Greg? Salute, salute, LA. What's going on? Yeah, them left-hand Aquarians is something, something. Something, something. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I traveled through the universe on purpose, for purpose. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right. Asada. Oh, yeah. First book in our book club. Everybody understands why up until this point. All right. She's the first, the most recent, and the only that we know of that has traveled every path dealing with the process of liberation. All right? Dealing with the process of liberation, which means commitment to educating, commitment to learning herself, commitment to the people, the unselfishness that comes with being a liberator, organizing politically and militarily, putting in the necessary work, funding for the movement, and eventually going on a run, being shot and maimed, captured, going through these jury trials, being convicted, and then subsequently, after being tortured in their jails and institutions, liberated, and still liberated to this day. So that is the reason why this is one of the most essential books to digest. So this is why, and it will always be there. All right, and when we left off, she had just, after being on Rikers Island for, a couple of weeks. What it do, Tim? For a couple of weeks, she has, finally gotten to the yard and ran into another comrade who was going through a trial that was facing 25 years. So that's what we're going to pick up at. You know, she was very disheartened. You know, she was glad she had saw her comrade, but was very disheartened with that information, knowing what all of them was facing. All right, so we're going to begin where we left off, page 88. And we're going to start there. And if you see my eyes dart around, that's because I'm looking at notifications, text messages, you know, from different social media apps and stuff like that. You know, I don't mean to be, you know, disrespectful or not, less than cordial than we usually have it. But again, we're going to see what pop off tonight. And as always, y'all have my unfeathered attention, right? At all times. So let's just do what we do tonight. The energy is all around. The energy is everywhere, you know. Other people are excited. We have a lot going on tonight. There are fights on tonight. So let's just try to concentrate as much as we can. You dig? So everybody, yes, as you come in the building, definitely share. Press like, you know, definitely is Cash App, you know, as you just saw my last post on Instagram about the prices of food and how they are, you know, waging this economic war on our people. There are a lot of elders. There are a lot of young folks with children. And these are the people who, you know, I travel through the neighborhood and support. You understand? Gorilla Mac, peace and power. Thank you for coming. All right? Moderators, do what you do. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being here. You know, I shall, you know, build with y'all later on, you know, those private bills that we be having that are so intense and so appreciated, you know, later on. But right now, we're going to get into what we came here to do. All right? It's early in the morning. It's early in the morning. It feels like 1:45, and I want to sleep. I hear my name vaguely over the microphone, something about court. They are calling me for court. Hurriedly, I roll out of bed, shower, dress, comb my hair, and I'm ready to go. They bring breakfast on a food truck. I can't even stand the look of food, much less eat anything. All right, court ladies, time to go to the receiving room, the microphone wails. It's too early in the morning for that thing. I want to tear it out of the ceiling. I stumble down to the receiving room, still not fully awake. It's 7:20 a.m. I sit in the receiving room for 3 hours. Finally, the marshals come. Now, they want me to hurry. One of them chains me up. First, he shackles my feet. Then he puts a chain around my waist, fastens the handcuffs to the chains, and handcuffs on my hands. I can barely walk or shuffle. Okay. All right. Remember what I said when I described how I had to go to court, right? See, now see what she says, right? They take you there, you know. I don't know what this 7:20, because when they did it, you know, to us nowadays, it's like 6 in the morning. And they take you down there and you just sit for hours. Now, see how they did her? Same way. Only thing, it was a little bit different for me, right? I get the chains, get the leg irons, the shackles on my ankles. They, you know, put my hands in these cylinder fabric mittens. That's what they call them, mittens, but they're just cylinder pieces of fabric. So your hands can't touch anything else. Put him in there. Then what they did when they give you those mittens, then they put the handcuffs on. But they changed it. Before they would do it, put a box over it, boom, lock the box. So now this is how you are. Then they would run another shackle, another chain through your belt loops and pull it down. So now you can't move. All right, so you're in this contraption, and that's just how it is. Afterwards, though, excuse me, after a number of years, because the youngins was finding ways to get out of mittens, get out of the cuffs, and have a cuff key and all that. So they changed it to now you shackle, put that on, put the mittens on behind your back with the chain. So now you're behind your back, shackled with your hands in the mittens around your waist with the box over it, and you got on leg irons. So you stay like this all day. All day. You just, you know, I mean, this shit is just inhumane. This shit is just crazy, but it is what it is, you know? So you imagine her going through that while, you know, still recovering from gunshot wounds and stuff like that. All right? Court. Dull, gray, dull, green. They are putting me into the bullpen. I don't know why they call it a bullpen, though I have often speculated. Attorney visit. One of the marshals calls as he opens the bars to let me out. We go to the end of the hall. Evelyn is puffing and huffing. She always puffs and huffs when she's angry. In a few minutes, I know that she will begin pacing and tapping her feet. They're trying to force us to go to trial right away, she tells me. You know I've been busy, drawing up motions for federal court. What do you mean federal court? Aren't we in federal court? Yes. But if the judge denies our motion for postponement, I won't be ready to go straight into the circuit court. What's the circuit court? It was all Greek to me. That's where we appeal if the judge issues an unfavorable opinion. We go on talking. Evelyn is trying to explain to me, and I am trying to explain to her that we can't possibly go to trial. There's no way in the world you can be ready to go to trial right now. I am ranting. I know, Evelyn replies. I rant and rave indignantly while Evelyn tries to explain the law to me. They call us to court. The judge is Gagliardi. He looks just like what he is, a racist dog cracker. Kamal comes into the courtroom. I am delighted to see him. He has aged. He's grinning, but under the grin, his face is hungry. I wonder what he's thinking. Boom. Bob Bloom, Kamal's lawyer, is up on his feet talking. He is asking for a postponement. Everything he says is logical and makes sense. Evelyn gets up and starts to rap. She is talking pure, unmitigated truth and logic. The judge looks at the ceiling. I predict the outcome of the hearing and keep turning around to look at the audience. Friendly, familiar faces smiling at me. I don't want them to ever stop. The judge denies our motion for postponement. The judge denies all our motions. I want to scream, dirty dog, slimy pig, you're not a judge. You're just another prosecutor. I look at the prosecutor. He's smug. His face is unreal, like a poster. He looks like a 1940 war poster. John Q. Public. I keep staring at him. Nobody could look that corny. He's like a ghost from the past. I'm convinced he doesn't know it's 1973. The lawyers ask for a joint meeting and the judge says yes. but make it short. The lawyers outlined the strategy of the appeals. What are our chances on this appeal, I asked. There's a chance, Evelyn says. Slim maybe, but a chance. If the courts are interested in justice, well, of course, they'll support our position. We all know how big an if it is. Page 89, Nick. Peace, peace. Nigeria. Yes, shout out to Nigeria. Still fighting. That's right. All right. Salute, 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 salute. The next time we went to court, 5 days later, it had snowed. The trees were bare and covered with ice, and though I don't like winter, it was a beautiful sight. As soon as I arrived in the courthouse, Evelyn was there to tell me that the circuit court had denied all of our appeals. Wow. And Gagliardi was talking about going to trial that day. I just want you to understand that there is no way that I can adequately defend you on this short notice. I haven't had time to prepare pre-trial motions. I have received no discovery material, and I haven't even had time to think about an appropriate defense because I haven't been able to find out the basic facts of the case. I just want you to know that. I know, I told her, and I know you're doing the best that you can. At any rate, Evelyn said, if worse comes to worse, you'll have a solid issue for appeal. It was a depressing picture. We clearly were being railroaded. We went before the judge. Again, he was arrogant and belligerent, determined to force us to go to trial right away. Again, she asked the judge for a postponement, but her arguments fell on deaf ears. He ruled that we could have a joint conference later, but the trial would begin immediately. As we left the courtroom, Akila was standing in the hallway with Kisese, Kumal's 2-year-old daughter. As he walked near her, she held out her arms to him. Kamal took about 2 steps toward her, and the marshals jumped him and began beating him. I jumped on the marshals and tried to pull them off. In an instant, there was one hell of a fight in the hallway. Finally, the marshals drew their guns and forced us to lie down on the floor with our arms spread apart. We lay there while they stomped our backs and kicked us as they handcuffed our hands behind our backs. Akila ran to tell everybody what was going on, and Kisese screamed hysterically. I will never forget the haunting scream of that child as she watched her father being brutally beaten. All right? And you could just imagine what these children are watching now, that they're watching their fathers shot down in the street. They're watching their fathers get choked out. They're watching their fathers, just basically transition right in front of their eyes at the hands of police for sometimes little to next to nothing. And again, if this doesn't move us to remain militant, I have absolutely no idea what will. I mean, this is just beyond common sense at this point to know what needs to be done. It's on the people at this point. All right? But our children watch this, and they're deeply troubled by it. which is why they're raging against each other. As you continuously have people tell them that is wrong, that they shouldn't be angry, that they shouldn't be upset, that they should want to determine the quality of their lives. Untrue. They know that for absolute fact. Children are two things. They're honest and they're innocent. And when you take away their innocence by continuously show them images of their fathers, uncles, brothers, and mothers being killed and brutalized by law enforcement and the system and institutions that protect them, they know you're lying. And they can't articulate that because the words don't come out and make sense. You understand what they're saying? The words don't come out and make sense to them. So they pull out and they rage against each other, wishing that they knew the real target. All right? So after the fight, the marshals were vicious and vindictive. They did everything they could to provoke and harass us. Newspapers reported that we had attacked the marshals. Kamal and I decided that we weren't just going to let ourselves be railroaded quiet. For trial was such a blatant miscarriage of justice that we weren't even going to participate in it. And we didn't want Evelyn and Bob Bloom to participate in it either. Just sit there and don't say anything, we told them. We'll do the talking. And do the talking we did. At the next court session, Gagliardi asked lawyers if they were prepared to begin picking the jury. Both of them made statements to the effect that since it was impossible for them to represent us adequately, we had requested that they remain mute. All right, then, we'll proceed without you or with you, the judge roared. Bring in the panel. As soon as the jury panel entered the courtroom, Kamal and I began to tell them what was going on. We told the jury that he had been appointed by Nixon and that he was persecuting us because of our political beliefs. That he was the same judge who had just given Mitchell and Stans, the Watergate defendants, who did not have one fraction of the valid reasons for an adjournment that we had, an extended postponement. After a while, the judge ordered us removed from the courtroom. Jury selection continued with only the judge and the prosecutor participating. Every so often, the judge would send the marshals back to ask us if we were going to behave. Now, that right there, excuse me, y'all, is an appealable issue right there. How do I know? I know because this ain't mine. I know because excuse me, because that same issue got me back to where we are right now. Give me a second. This ain't mine. What's going on here? Yes, sir. Like I was saying, that's an appealable issue. I know that because when you Google my case, you'll see that's how I got my appeal. When you run out of challenges to pick a jury or you've been prejudiced to pick a fair and impartial jury, that whole case gets thrown out. You know? So the judge right there was very stupid at that point. Unless this case and many others allowed that statute to become law. So we shall see. Of course, we would tell the marshals. Once returned to the courtroom, we quote unquote behaved. Again, we told the jury what was happening and that the judge was trying to railroad us. As soon as we began to talk, the judge ordered us from the court. Whenever we were about to be thrown out, the marshals vied for positions closest to us and for the opportunity to grab us, twist our hands behind our backs, and get their licks in. To avoid being manhandled, as soon as the judge said, "Remove the defendants from the courtroom," I would say, "The defendant will remove herself." Most of the time it worked. But one day the marshals were so gung ho, they jumped on me and started brutalizing me in open court. Evelyn jumped up like she was ready to fight and stood between me and them, holding them away with an outstretched arm. She complained to the judge. My arm and hand had not yet fully recovered, and I was still partially paralyzed. Evelyn's remarks made the marshals more vicious. They became so brutal that all of the spectators began to cry out. As the marshals carried me out of the courtroom, the spectators chanted, "Railroad! Railroad!" The judge ordered them removed. As I was being taken downstairs, I could hear the commotion. People were chanting and yelling and screaming. The marshals, I later found out, had beaten some of them. I sat in the bullpen, lost in my thoughts, when they brought a white woman and man down the hallway and put the woman in the cell with me. I looked at her without much interest. "Asada," she said, "I'm glad to have finally met you, but I never thought it would be this way." I looked at her blankly. "My name is Natalie Rosenstein. I was upstairs. I was one of the spectators in the courtroom when they started pushing and shoving and beating people." "What?" I said. "You're kidding." "No, we didn't move fast enough, so they arrested us," she said, referring to herself and the white man. "What did they charge you with?" "Obstructing justice." After that, Kamal and I were banned from the courtroom. We were put into a freezing room next to the courtroom where a loudspeaker had been installed so we could listen to the trial. In the beginning, they slammed the door shut. At first, we wanted the door open because it was so cold and the warmth from the rest of the building helped. Then we began to enjoy the privacy. It was good to be able to talk to each other without someone looking down our throats, because we knew that sooner or later they would open the door and stare at us. We would open it. "Let some heat in. It's freezing in here." The door stays closed. After a while, they locked it. One of the first things that Kamal and I had discussed was Islam. He had been a Muslim for some time and was deep into it. He was seriously trying to convince me to convert and become a practicing active Muslim. I had always said that if I had any religion, it was Islam, but I had never practiced it. Because of Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X, the Muslim influence over our struggle has been very strong, but had always been difficult for me to accept the idea of an all-powerful, all-seeing, all-knowing God. And I reasoned, how could I be expected to love and worship a God whose master plan included the enslavement, torture, and murder of black people? Kamal argued that Islam was just a religion opposed to oppression. "Oppression is worse than slaughter," he quoted from the Holy Quran. "A true Muslim is a true revolutionary. There is no contradiction between being a Muslim and being a revolutionary." I didn't know much about it, but I agreed to seriously check it out. Muslim services were held regularly on Rikers Island, and Simba and I began to attend. Talking to Kamal was so good for me. Solitary had affected me really badly. I had closed up inside myself and had forgotten how to relate in an open way with people. We spoke whole days, laughing and talking and listening to the courtroom madness in between. Each day we grew closer until one day it was clear to both of us that our relationship was changing. It was growing physical. We began to touch and to hold each other, and each of us was like an oasis to the other. For a few days, the question of sex was there. Then one day, we talked about it. Surely it was possible, but I thought the consequences. Pregnancy was certainly a possibility, I thought. I, pregnancy was certainly a possibility. I was facing life in prison. Kamal would also be in prison for a long time. The child would have no mother and no father. Kamal said, if you become pregnant and you have a the child will be taken care of. Our people will not let the child grow up like a weed. I thought about it. That was true. But the child would suffer. All our children suffer, Kamal said. We can't guarantee our children a future in a world like this. Struggling is the only guarantee our children will ever have for a future. You may never have another chance to have a child. I have to think, I told him. My mind was screaming, who would take care of my baby? I thought about what Simba has said about our children being our hope for the future. I had never wanted a child. Since I was a teenager, I had always said that the world was too horrible to bring another human being into it. And a black child. We see our children frustrated at best, noses pressed against windows looking in. And at worst, we see them die from drugs or oppression, shot down by police, or wasted away in jail. My head was swimming. What had my mother and grandmother and great grandmother thought when they brought their babies into this world? What had my ancestors thought when they brought their babies into this world, only to see them flogged and raped, bought and sold? I thought and thought. How many black children are separated from their parents? How many grow up with their grandmothers and grandfathers? Didn't I stay with my grandparents until my mother had finished school and was on her feet? I remembered all the discussions I had had. I'm a revolutionary, I had said. I don't have time to sit at home and make no babies. Do you think that you're a machine? A brother had asked me. Do you think you were put on this planet, Earth? Do you think you were put on this earth to fight and nothing else? I thought about what Zod had always told me. While you're alive, girl, you better live. I'm about life, I said to myself. I'm going to live as hard as I can and as full as I can until I die. And I'm not letting these parasites, these oppressors, these greedy racist swine make me kill my children in my mind before they are even born. I'm going to live and I'm going to love Kamal. And if a child comes from that union, I'm going to rejoice because our children are our futures. And I believe in the future and in the strength and rightness of our struggle. I was ready for whatever happened. I relaxed and let nature take its course. Okay. Uh, uh, um. Yeah. 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 So we know what happened. We know what happened. Oh, nature took its course. That's what she said. That's what I be telling y'all. That's what I be telling y'all. That's what I be telling y'all. Nature got to take its course. The earth must be watered. The earth must be watered. Hmm? The earth must be watered. Y'all understand that? All that, I'm celibate and this and that. The earth must be watered. And, I'm sure people have a lot of personal reasons and a lot of cleansing and soul searching and healing to do, but the earth got to get watered. And a lot of people, a lot of women, men too, make them errors and end up with the wrong person because you done, that's right, Nick, because you done you ain't let nature take its course, and then you ran into a dud and dun thinking that was the time, and you done miscalculated. Now you done bonded with some fool. Stop playing games. Stop playing games. And get the water in that earth. Alright? So again, we see the many dimensions to our queen comrade. Even though we are looking at her as the liberator of our people, strong, engaging, intelligent, right? We have to also understand that she's a woman. She is a woman, a beautiful woman. And all women, beautiful as they are just that. They are women, you know? And we have to respect them. We have to be motivated by them. We have to motivate them. And yes, we have to love on them. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So as a woman, you could be as strong as you want, as financially astute as you want, as intelligent and mean as you want. But you're a woman. Somebody gonna water that earth. Just know that. You ain't never that tough. Oh yeah. Alright? So oh yeah, she's very strong. And as you can see, she's not here. That goes to tell you a lot. Because even she knows that no matter how bad you may want to liberate yourself and the people, you have to take extreme precautions on how you move because the people will give you up. Hey, 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 listen, listen, it is what it is. Hey, hey, listen, if the military boot fits, you know, hey, get that earth water. That's all I got. That's all I got to say. Mm-hmm. Yes. So definitely, definitely, Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, them Philly women is strong. Yeah, yeah, I seen it. You can't tell me nothing. My aunt Shirley, may she rest in the transition. My aunt Shirley, and her children, my cousin Terry, and cousin Terry daughters. I done seen it. I done seen it. I seen them whip they man's ass all up and down the streets in North Philly, and then take them home and clean them up. And when it's time for loving, love on them, feed them, and love up on them. You dig? That's just what it is. That's just what it is. Yeah. I seen them knock Otis right on out. I was like, damn. Took him right up out of the bar, took him home, put something over that goddamn eye, gave him something to put on that speed knot on his head, and by the time he got up, they fixed him a meal, some of that good cooking, and yeah, and loved on him. Yeah, the Philly women fighters, they'll whip you out. Excuse me. That's just how it is. Certain cities, man, the women don't play. You know, I'm telling you, certain cities, the women don't play. They will tap your jaw. They will run upside your head. Play games. You know? Us Jamaican women are like that too. No, y'all not. Jamaican women always talk that talk. Hey, y'all ain't tough. Cut it out. Cut it out. Women those women. You know? Yard women the same way too. Yard women the same way. Once you touch that special spot, all that loud shit go right out the door. And talk that talk and and then yeah, calm their right on down. That's it. Huh? That's right, a little straightening. Get that right on up. Get that right on out. That's all. That's all that is. I see them y'all women go through it. Go through it. Some of them they'll take you through it. And you looking at it like this. This dude is taking you through it. You going through changes for him? Yeah, cause he doing something. Yeah, yeah, he doing something right. You know. What's up, Oakland? That's in the Bay, huh? What up, Bay Area? What's going on? I see y'all. I see y'all. So yeah, again, we all go through it. Women go through it, men go through it. Different geographical locations have different history, different language on how they deal with each other. Some are rougher than others. Some are not, but we just have to know that we all understand that we need each other. And that's what, is what's learned when we're going over our books, when we're going over situations, when we are, just in the business of moving forward and growing. We need each other. So, it doesn't matter if you're from the diaspora, if you're from the continent, if you was raised in the Caribbean, you was raised in, on the West Coast or Northwest or upper Northeast Atlantic or in the South, we need each other. So all them other labels, that shit don't mean anything. Anything. Long Beach, what up? What's good? I see you, Weezy. What's going on? It don't matter. It don't matter because none of those titles have gotten us anywhere. None of it. Not one. Only title you can ever hold is Liberator. That's it. Because Liberator means to liberate, to move forward. Doesn't care about what it is. If you're not liberating, if you're beholden to a title of an organization or a doctrine that separates you from others who share not only your tone but your DNA and your vibration, then you wrong. I don't care if you call yourself a Christian. I don't care if you call yourself a Republican. I don't care if you call yourself a frat or sorrow. I don't care if you call yourself none of that shit has moved the needle. None of it. At the end of the day, your enemy call you a nigger. And if you ain't powerful enough to show and prove that you're not that, by finding your tribe and fighting back and being able to sustain yourself, them titles don't mean shit. Nothing. You could be a Muslim, you could be a Moor, you could be an Israelite, I don't care what that shit is. You could call yourself an entrepreneur. You could be a rapper. You could be a banger. You could be a stripper. You could be any of those titles. A Catholic. You could do all that. All that. A boss, all that. None of that shit matter. Your ass is a nigga. Your ass is labor in the mind of a capitalist. All you are is a number. And they trying to see how much of that number they could take from you. So all that shit goes out the window. Don't pay none of that shit no mind. It's bullshit. It's things that they put on you to separate you from the rest of your tribe. And to keep your ass fractured and broke and powerless. All that shit don't matter. That's why none of them want to sit across from me, because I know what they embolden to. I know what they wear oath to. I know what they praise. I know what they dream about. And if you dream about anything that's been created and manufactured by them, then you're weak. You're weak. You'll never get past that, because in your mind, you're locked. You're locked to them and to who they say you should be and to what measure of success by their standards. If how you value yourself is based on what they told you and what they've given you, the hell out of here. That shit is weak. And that shows in how you walk and how you talk and how you be. So, none of that separating shit. I don't tolerate it at all. At all. So, I'm gonna leave this. Are you a 5%er? I was raised by a 5%er. I was raised by one of the first 5%ers. Do I know the degrees? Do I know 360? Do I know 120? Do I know everything that has to deal with plus degrees, actual and solar facts, 12 Jewels of Islam, 7 characteristics of a wise man? Do I know all of that? Do I acknowledge all of that? Yes, I do. But I'm not limited to being a 5%er. There's too much about life. There's too much about the universe that's not in those degrees. So I'm not limited to that. Now, if somebody else want to label me that because I speak that language and I understand it, then that's what they do. But I'm not limited to being a 5%er at all. Just like I'm not limited to being a Muslim. Do I understand the Kitab? Have I read the Kitab front to back? Have I took my Shahada as a child? As I took my Shahada, right, as a 10-year-old, right, and had my first Ramadan at 10? Did I take my Shahada again in my 20s? Does that make me a Muslim to some? Then that's what it is. But will I limit myself to that? Never. There's too much more to me and being in my truth as a true practitioner of the universe. Too much. I'm so much more than that. I'm not limited by any of those doctrines at all. Only doctrine that I will ever succumb to is the doctrine of war and something that we have yet to see, which is peace. So until we understand what peace is, I'm a soldier. That's the only thing you could ever label me as, a soldier. All right, so look, I haven't got the text yet, but I'm definitely going to conclude this, this Saturday night book club. I'm not sure what the comrade is doing. I'm going to check in and see what's good. If I'm not on, and if he's not on within this time frame, because I do believe it's a little bit after that, I shall go on IG and do a quick Q&A, so have a Cash App ready. Make sure you're ready to put something up in that, so you can answer questions directly. You dig? As always, don't believe in me, believe in my belief in you. I love my moderators, as brown as y'all are, as fine as y'all are, as committed as y'all are, intelligent and beautiful. You know, I definitely appreciate my comrade moderators, as strong as y'all are. You dig? All right. Shout out to the West Coast. Salute to the West Coast. I see Bay Area's up in the spot, right? I seen Long Beach was in the spot. I see Southern Cal in the spot. Salute, salute. I see Boston. I see the UK is in the spot. I see dirty down south is in the spot. All right. Peace and power. You know, look for the notification on IG. Think we'll go there and start some trouble. You know how I do. Again, if again I get the email link to be on Doggy Diamond's verse tonight, I'll be there. If not, support the brother, go through, see what he has to say. Oh, he's on already. Okay, so let me do what I do. Uh-oh, South Carolina in the house. That's right. Can't forget South Carolina. Can't forget Charleston. Can't forget Mount Pleasant. Huh? Can't forget Georgetown. Can't do it. All right? We can't do it. No, I don't think so, E-Money. Stop that. Come on now. From East New York, man. You know I have history with Glaze. Come on, now cut that out. No. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You dig? Yes, T. Salute to everybody. Since he's on, I didn't get the notification. I'm going over there. And y'all go over there. Let's see what he's talking about. But again, look for my notification on IG. All right? Salute, peace, and power. All praise to the people of the struggle. We struggle, and we welcome it.